It's an absolute bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath.
Your condom just there.
And what's that? Baby oil?
Baby oil and hand sanitizer. Toilet rolls.
I'm just wondering if this is a brothel.
It's certainly looking like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
You got too much bleeding. Too much. How's your breathing? No. Too much bleeding coming out. Some guys take a knife and kill him.
West Midlands Police have been called to the scene of a fatal stabbing.
Inside, you've got a Chinese adult male, I would estimate in his 30s from what I've seen, who's got multiple stab wounds. We have a young lady, also Chinese. She's heard a bang, and a black male has entered the address wearing a balaclava. She's hidden herself away in the bedroom, and when she's emerged, the victim had been stabbed.
The forensic team combed the property for evidence.
It's an absolute bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath.
The drawers have been pulled out on the side table and blood staining on the wall and on that bedside table. It's quite apparent that there'd been a search within that property.
Your condom just there.
And what's that? Baby oil?
Baby oil and hand sanitizer. Toilet rolls.
I'm just wondering if this is a brothel.
It's certainly looking like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Like many big cities, there is a network of sex work within Birmingham, but it is often underground. And then where you've got brothels, you might also have links to criminal gangs involved in trafficking and exploitation of individuals.
Working hypothesis is that the suspect has targeted the premises for the purpose of robbery. He's been challenged by the deceased, acting as security, and fatally stabbed.
We need to find the weapon so we could identify the offender. There may be fibres, fingerprints. The weapon might have blood on it, so there's a possibility of Lefty's DNA.
Hunting for CCTV in the vicinity of the crime scene, officers spot a camera outside a Chinese supermarket just 20 metres away. They spot someone entering the premises at the time of the murder.
It's a reasonable assumption at that stage to say that's our suspect. He's a male, dark clothing, with a mask on. You can't identify a suspect. So we're looking at the clothes he's wearing, if he's carrying anything, the direction of travel he's taking. Now we've got something to go on, and we need to focus our efforts on using this information to find him.
Officers conduct a forensic search of the area the suspect was seen heading towards.
You see there?
They discover what looks like more blood spots.
Identifying the blood trail is a bit of a breakthrough, really, because it suggests to me that possibly the offender has actually cut himself.
With the blood trail revealing the suspect's direction of travel, detectives review all CCTV captured from along that route.
We've got him here. It looks like he's wearing gloves, but obviously if it's cut himself that bad and it's dripping through, yeah. He then goes on top of the van and then they lose sight of him. He doesn't come back out that way from what they've watched, so potentially he's jumped down onto the River Ray.
The police team begin an initial search of the surrounding area within a kilometre of the river.
Water can destroy DNA, so if he's gone to the canal to dispose of anything, it gives us less chance of recovering it. But there's always a chance that DNA can survive.
The forensic team find more blood drops from the suspect's escape route.
Where he was seen on CCTV to climb over a gate and then over the fence and then climb down these ladders, which then lead onto the River Ray. And you can see there's blood found on kind of the left and the right side of the ladder.
300 metres from the ladder, officers make another discovery. A pile of burnt clothes that could belong to the killer.
Clothing can be quite a good source of DNA. Obviously, if you wear an item of clothing, then you sweat, you shed skin cells. But DNA can actually be destroyed by fire. This tells me the suspect clearly knows what he's doing and he's frantically aware.
I would expect that he would be a known criminal.
Detectives do a search of previous crimes from the local area.
There's a very similar offence from the back end of last year.
Was it one person or more than one? And not very tall. Can you give anything more of a description? Obviously, it was black and bald, you know? Yeah.
Male turned up, knocked the door, was let in by the male, and then he was attacked. But he lived and he gave an account and said it was a brothel, and we took a call, and when I let him in, he attacked me. It makes me think that someone is targeting the brothels as a way of making money, so it supports the notion of it being a robbery, but it also is worrying the level of violence that's been used.
With the suspect believed to be local to the area, detectives circulate his CCTV image and description to all West Midlands officers.
So officers were on patrol around Warwick Street, which is not too far from our offence location, and have seen male and thought he matches the description from the CCTV. So a decision was made to arrest him.
The suspect was picked up near the murder scene and gave a false name to officers when they stopped him.
If you could just take a seat inside this photo booth. Lovely. If you could just open your mouth for me.
The man in custody has his DNA taken to confirm his identity.
DNA probabilities are around approximately 1 in a billion, so DNA will tell us whether this is the person we are after or not.
Right, just an update. I've had a forensic report from the lab.
While checks are run on the man in custody, Joe receives results from the blood trail, ladder and burnt clothing.
They don't match the profile of the deceased, so that would suggest that that's our suspect's blood.
The DNA profile for the suspect can now be checked against those already on the National DNA database.
For this level of crime, you'd expect a suspect to have committed more minor offences before and been arrested and have their DNA and fingerprints taken off them. So you'd expect their DNA in the database.
So there's been no matches. Which is a shame, but I think we've reached a bit of a dead end with that.
The DNA profile for the suspect does not match anyone on the database, including the man in custody.
Come on, my friend. OK, listen to the sergeant.
As the man in custody is no longer considered a suspect, he is released.
It's just absolutely devastating news.
At this stage now, all our short-term strategies haven't yielded anything, but we've got his DNA, we've got his image, and this person might be sitting there now thinking that they've got away with murder, but ultimately they won't, because we will not stop until we find them.
10 years ago, this would have been the end of the road, but with forensics always evolving, it's just another hurdle that we need to overcome. We will broaden our investigation and draw on the resources from the forensic community to dig deeper and leave no stone unturned. He'll have slipped up somewhere along the line and not know it, and I think we'll identify him.